Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, I'm in my 04 Jeep Liberty here, and I have a check engine light on. I got my key on, and I got my scanner hooked up. So I'm going to say okay, and we're going to process. Linking the vehicle. Let's read the codes. Store codes, pending codes. Evaporative emission system incorrect, purge flow. po441. So I'm going to have to look all these things up. Well, I went in and did some research, and the evaporative emission system, this one has all different kind of parts, but because of my 441 PO code here, and it says purge flow, it is actually the purge valve that is probably bad, or it could be, you know, a crack in a hose or something like that. So we're going to go under the hood. The canister's underneath the car in the back, but the actual valve that I'm looking at here is under the hood. So we're going to go ahead and go check that out and kind of run down the lines and see if we see any problems. Well, I know this isn't a valve under the hood. This is your gas cap. I will say that there are some, from the research I've done, there is a good chance that it could be, this is not tight enough, and could be causing some of the problem. So that's on there good. Probably not the problem, but that could be part of the problem. So now we'll go to the front of the car and I'll show you what might be the problem as well. Well, I'm having camera problems. I don't know what's going on with this camera, but anyhow, I was talking about this, and the problems can go from po441 to like po446 or po456, something like that. Anyways, there's several different codes, and the code for this particular one is the 441, it appears, and then kind of go up from there. So right now, either this is bad, or there's a hose going into it, or sensor somewhere that is not reading correctly to allow this to work. Could have been the gas cap. So I tightened that. I'm going to go ahead and clear the code and see what happens. Now, the 441 code specifically can, if you're having problems starting your car every now and then, which we have just started having with this car, then it could be that that is going bad. So more than likely that's bad, but I'm not just going to base that on, you know, a code that comes up. I'm going to make sure before I order parts. It's about a $50 part even off Amazon. So we'll see. At the end of this video, you'll know what I've done or what I needed to do. But so after this, I have actually checked the hoses down here. They look fine. None of these look cracked. There's plastic hard hoses coming up into here. One goes down the firewall and actually has a connector down there. You can't really see it. And the other one comes up over and over to here. And this looks like brand new. The hose here, for the most part, looks really good, but I don't know, maybe there's supposed to be a clamp on there. But anyway, I'm going to check these hoses, make sure that I don't have any cracks or problems like that. So we're here by the exhaust system where it goes up next to the drive shaft here, and if you go up in between there, you see right here is kind of a plastic hose, or yeah, pretty much plastic hose, and that goes up to there where it plugs into the one that goes up into the engine compartment there. Now that could be a place for a leak. I don't see anything that says there's a leak there, but you never know. But I'm gonna bypass that for now. Come across here and you follow along here, and I think it's probably one of these top ones here, the top one here, going across over to the back. There's your third member there. And then up from that, you have your canister there. That's your evap canister. And up in there, there's lots of hoses or things hooked to it. And if I can get a good look here, yeah, up beside, here's the pumpkin here, but up beside the gas tank here, right up above that, is another type of valve or canister of some sort. So I don't know if that could be a problem too. I am looking and I do not see yet anyway. I haven't taken a super good look, but I am not seeing any hoses that appear to be cracked or any problems with those hoses that I can see up in here. So right now I'm going to go through, I'm kind of going to pull and push on things and see if anything appears from me pulling and pushing on things. I've been head to toe on this thing and don't really see anything. There's a couple hoses that are getting old looking and a little bit, I don't know, maybe crusty, but I even kind of mess with those a little bit carefully and they're still somewhat pliable. So I don't know if that's my problem. I think my problem probably is the that purge canister there or whatever it is. Brain's not working right now, but anyway, so I went ahead and reset my light for now, and we'll drive it around and see for a while what's going on. It could just very well be that that gas cap wasn't right. I may even find out what a gas cap cost and what that part cost, and I may change out a gas cap first, and then if it does it again, then we'll change that part out, and if it does it again, we'll keep replacing parts. I know there's tests. I know there's vacuum tests out there and stuff you can do, but I don't have all that equipment, and to buy it, I might as well replace parts and have new parts on my car. That's kind of the way I go with it. But regardless of what you do, and regardless of what I do, it's still cheaper to do it myself than to go to a mechanic who probably won't fix it and will charge me for it anyway. Well, YouTube, it's actually been probably close to a year since I did that last video. And I've been driving around for that whole time. This is my daily driver, and the light hasn't come on. One time it actually did come on for a little bit, and then it shut off before I even got home. So, and that was fairly recently. And then we've been kind of having that hard start thing again, which I don't know if it's because somebody leaves the cap off on this thing when we fill it up with gas, although we haven't been doing that often lately. But it is still having problems. The light came on again. I'm going to go test the light to make sure that this is the problem again and it's the same code. I'm pretty sure it is because it's kind of doing the same stuff. But just as kind of to get it out there, I wasn't planning on putting this up because I tightened the gas cap and everything seemed fine for quite a while. So now we're going to go, I'm going to test it again. Not going to show that on camera because I'm going to do exactly the same thing. If another code pops up, then we'll come back. If it's the same code, then we'll come back to fix it. And as I expected, it's thrown the same code. So we're going to go ahead and change this purge canister out right here. It's right by the battery on the, we're going to call it the left side. If you're in the US, driver's side. And we'll get that changed out. And here is the product right here. Hopefully you can read that if you need to. It is off Amazon. I will put a price below if I can find it. And we'll pull that out of there. So here we are at the purge canister here. There's a little red clip right here. We're going to take a screwdriver and pop out on that. Then I'm assuming somehow here we push on something with our thumb and it hopefully will come out. But this is one of those ridiculously stupid clips. There we go. So it came out pretty easy. I don't know what it is about these clips, but it seems like unless you twist your tongue and look in the right direction, they don't come apart, and then all of a sudden they just fall apart. But regardless, that actually came off fairly easy once I figured things out here. Then next, right here and here, we have these plastic tubes and kind of a rubber piece here that I'm going to first try and pull the tubes out, and we'll see what happens here. Oh, that just pulled off pretty easy right there, just pulling back on that. Be careful with these can get brittle and delicate and screw everything up. I have in the past used like heat shrink tubing around these and been successful at fixing them, but just be careful is a better idea. Alright, then this piece here on this, it's the fuse box out here, is kind of in the way, so we're going to push that over to the side, and I think we just pull up. Yep, this just has right there a little rubber grommet thing that goes over a metal piece sticking up right here. So that's really simple to pop out of there. So it came in the box. Says if you have any problems, call a technician at that number. This is so simple that they don't even put any kind of directions in it. And we are going to put them side by side here. I was kind of wondering if we were going to have to use this little grommet piece here, but it did come with that. And everything else, all in all, looks the same. We got the same amount of plugs inside. Obviously the same piece here. Looks pretty good to me. So we're going to go take that and slap it back in. Honestly, that was so simple. I'm not going to bother doing that on camera. If you guys want to start seeing me do everything all the way through, both forward and backwards, leave comments below. I would appreciate knowing what people want. Unfortunately, it's been a couple of weeks now and the light came back on, so either the part I got didn't work, or since last time it did seem to work for quite a long time when I messed with this, I went ahead and we picked one of these up off Amazon. I will put a price below, and if I can find it where we got it from, says YCT there. I'll give you some part numbers. Hopefully you can see those. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell what you can see. But anyway, we're gonna pop this out. Now, I remember a long time ago, my parents had this problem, and they went through like 2 gas caps during the time they owned that vehicle, because it kept on coming on. You know, it was a couple years at a time kind of thing. So hopefully this will do it. Yet again, parts replacing rather than diagnosing right now. At some point I might have to break down and actually either buy something that I can diagnose this better with, or start replacing more parts, whichever. The seal on this doesn't feel like it's all that bad, but who knows. But this does seem to be a kind of a common problem with this particular rig, so we'll try it out. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go turn the light out again, and we'll drive it for a while and see if it comes on. Well, it's actually been a few months since I did this video. I'm trying to figure this thing out, because the last time, I don't even remember if the light was on or off the last time. I think it might have been on, and I thought, well, that didn't work. Now we got to move on to something else. And then we went and filled it up with gas and ran it for a couple weeks. It probably was on for probably close to a month, because we really just aren't driving right now. There's no real reason for us to drive this very often, so we probably can go a month before we actually fill up gas. But anyhow, we went, and I don't know if you can hear, it's running. We went, filled it up with gas, drove it for maybe a couple weeks, might only been a couple days later, and the light went out. And it has been probably another, at least that light is seatbelt light, but 2 or 3 weeks now, and the light has stayed off. So I don't know if this thing, even though I reset it with my scanner, if it just said no, I'm not going to let you do that, or if it had a little bit of a glitch, and once we refilled it again, and undid the gas cap or the or what, I don't know what, but it's gone out. It's been out for quite a while, so I feel confident that we have either fixed this with the purge valve or the gas cap. If I were you, I'd go buy a gas cap first and drive it for a while and see if that light goes out. If it doesn't, then go to the purge valve. Then if it comes back on, I will let you know, but it's been quite a while and it has not come back on. Another little side note, I am noticing a slight leak or something in the radiator. I'm losing antifreeze, we'll put it that way, and I don't know, I don't think it's a leak. I think I either have a head gasket that's starting to go, but I don't see a lot of white smoke, and there's no real sign of exactly where it's going. It doesn't seem like it's in the oil. But regardless, that is something maybe is causing a problem as well. Yet again, later on down the road, you'll see a video on that, as well as if this light comes back on and has the same code, I will do a video. But for now, this is a pretty good video on how to not only kind of diagnose this to some extent and the parts and pieces that, I mean, it could be I need to go underneath there and start replacing hoses or start replacing that whole evap tank that's back there. Who knows, but that'll be later on down the road as well if that's what needs done. So in the end, it appears to be fixed for now. If not, if the light comes on, we'll I guess cross that bridge when we get to it, so to speak. But for now, I think this was a pretty good video on how to do what you need to do as far as the purge valve, as far as the gas cap. Yet again, I would probably do the gas cap first, drive it around for a while, see if your light goes out. If not, then go to the purge valve. If not, or if we have a problem later on down the road, we'll go further with it. But until then, thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all, and I'm obviously master of none. You all have a good one.